Hello everyone. This is the presentation of my sleep research. So this research was about how yogic practices can improve sleep quality in working professionals. So let us see what I have learned from this research. There was obviously improvement in sleep quality after the yogic practice. Let's see something from the basic, which is sleep quality, which is different from sleep quantity. Sleep quantity is basically the amount or how amount of time you sleep each night, whereas sleep quality refers to how well you sleep. So some of the characteristics you can see in the presentation. If you fall asleep within 30 minutes, if you sleep through the night, waking up only once or twice a night, or you can get the recommended number of hours of sleep for your age group. If you do wake up, you will fall back asleep within 20 minutes. When you wake up in the morning, you feel rested, rejuvenated, and energized. So these are some of the characteristics for sleep quality, which you can check. The next slide shows the 4 stages of sleep which every person goes through: NREM sleeps and REM sleep, rapid eye movement and non-rapid eye movement sleep. In some stages, we see dreams. Some stages, it is very deep sleep. All these stages have importance. So in some stages, the cleansing of neural pathways, etc., happens. So one important thing which we saw in the yogic method and the neurosciences, in our older scriptures, we can see the similar kind of stages of consciousness mentioned. This is called waking state, Jagrat Avastha, dreaming, Sapna Avastha, deep sleep, Sushupti Avastha, and super consciousness stage, which is Turiya Avastha, which is obtained only for very high stages of deep meditation, especially for only obtained for yogis. Now let's see what are the purpose. There are a lot of purpose for sleep. Sleep is not a simple activity. It helps to ability to think clearly with focused attention, ability to integrate new information and recall what we have learned. Very important for memory, emotional balance and flexibility. And according to new research, there was found some evidence that there is association between sleep disturbance and Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a chronic progressive neurological disorder involving cognitive and functional disability. So let's see now yogic method. In yoga, we consider interaction of mental, emotional, and physical forces that cause or can worsen or are associated with most sleep disorders, especially insomnia. So this is a complementary medicine, not a replacement for medical model. So let's see. There are asana which helps in relaxing, but there are some philosophy you need to understand to get more mental clarity, and thus it will help in making you mentally peaceful. These are called dukkha, samskaras, and kleshas. So all the philosophy tells about the sufferings of humans, dukkha, pain. And the samskaras are impressions which are in our mind, and the kleshas are again pain. It tells about, yoga tells about 5 different kleshas, pancha kleshas, which is the cause of our suffering. So let's see, what are those pancha kleshas? The first one and important one is avidya or ignorance. Again, this is a deep topic. it requires a lot of explanation in detail if you want to understand it deeply. But in short, we can tell that it is one part of avidya is mistaking the impermanent for the permanent. Just one example is that we spend so much time on our outward appearance and we fail to understand that looks are temporary. So this is one type of avidya. There are a lot of avidya like this. For example, thinking that fast food is good, or we concentrate our attention towards the pleasure in eating this kind of fast food, but later it will cause pain to us. So that is mistaking pain for pleasure. So this is another avidya, one more example. Next is asmita or ego, which is yes, of course, ego. Every person has ego. It is mainly attachment towards different roles we are playing. For example, daughter, wife, son, or husband, brother, or boss, employee, employer. Different roles we are playing in this life. So too much attachment towards each role is actually ego. So sometimes we have to learn to let go of this attachment to get mental peace. Take a deep breath and then settle in your seat and try reflection technique. Be the witness to your own thought process objectively. Raga is again another type of attachment towards the pleasurable things, desires. We are attached to our children, family, spouse, food, smartphones, etc., etc. So the thing is, too much attachment here also causes sufferings, mental suffering. So moderation and balance is the key that will help overcome this kind of suffering. Dvesha is aversion. Again, opposite of raga, aversion towards anything, food, color, relative, etc., etc. We do this because we do not like stepping out of our comfort zone, but we fail to notice the tremendous growth opportunity it brings with it. Best way to step aside aversion is to challenge yourself to face uncomfortable situations in life rather than avoiding them. The last one is abhinivesha or fear of death. Fear of death or clinging to life reduces your focus and inhibits your ability to experience spiritual autonomy. That is the goal of yoga. If you start living each day of life as if it were last, then you can overcome this fear of death or abhinivesha. Start the day with priority list and complete things that are important. Be easy on yourself and gentle towards people you love. Abhinivesha is the toughest fear which all the people have, even educated person have. Abhinivesha is what scriptures tell. Nobody can escape from this fear of death, and it is one of the main cause of the suffering or the mental disturbance, which is again the cause for sleep disturbance. So all these kleshas are mainly derived from ignorance or avidya. So once we get to know about these pancha kleshas or 5 reasons for our pain, we can analyze ourselves. We can think deeply what is the disturbance mainly affecting my mind. And then slowly we can think about it and try to remove it. So in Ashtanga Yoga, in Patanjali Sutra, Patanjali mentions about steps to avoid or steps to reduce this suffering also. There are a lot of steps according to him. For common people, the easiest way is following Ashtanga Yoga or 8 limbs of yoga. We have seen some of the asana part in our class, but asana is only one step in yoga. The other 7 steps are Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Yama are some set of rules, moral qualities which we need to have when you live in a society. We can make ethical decisions and deeds. It is made up of 5 rules that govern our interaction with others, all of which might reflect and reinforce the cause of our sleep problems. These 5 Yamas are Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, and Aparigraha. Ahimsa is hostile thoughts and the feeling of hostility near or around us disrupt the peaceful and light qualities of being that allow us to have a good night's sleep. So ahimsa is not causing injury to others physically, not only physically, but mentally and also verbally. Satya is everything in our life becomes simpler, clearer, and more authentic when we are honest with ourselves and others. Dishonesty breeds difficulty, perplexity, and arrogance, all of which contribute to the tension, anxiety that keeps you awake at night.